In today's video, we are talking about building a house on a new lot. So if you want to go out and search for your own piece of land and build a house on it, this video is for you. I'm going to give you tips, tricks, things to look out for, things to consider to save you time, money, and stress. My name is Heidi Knowlton. I'm a local real estate broker in Northern Utah. If you want to see more videos like these, be sure to subscribe to my channel. So why do some people choose to purchase a piece of land and then build a house on it? The number one reason is the emotional connection. There's a sense of pride when you see your home all finished and you know that you've built it from the ground up. There's also a sense of emotional satisfaction seeing it all come together, and it's your vision, it's your dream home. The next reason is customization. Whenever you buy your own piece of land, you get to customize everything. You get to have the perfect location that you choose, the size of lot. There's so much to customize when you buy your own piece of land and build your house on it. The third reason people choose to do it this way is because of location. Like I said earlier, you can pick any location that you want. You can go out more in more like rural areas. I see a lot of people do this when they want to live off grid, or they just want to get away from the city, get away from downtown Salt Lake, or get away from all the traffic. They go out and they will find a piece of land that's quite large and build a house on it. And that's very popular to do nowadays, trying to get away from the city and all the traffic. So the first thing to consider when you are wanting to buy your own lot is your financing. How much money do you have to put down? Have you talked to a lender yet? Financing is a little bit different when you buy a piece of land, so it's important to check your finances and talk to a lender first. Another thing to think about whenever you are buying a piece of land, and if you found one that you liked, maybe you want to think about, is this a raw piece of land or does it already have utilities? So if it's raw, that means there's no utilities to the lot yet. So you want to see if utilities are at the street, are they in a neighborhood, or do you have to have all the utilities brought to the house? That can be quite expensive, and it's something to think about when it comes to budgeting and your finances. Another thing to consider is the grade of the piece of land. Is it pretty flat, or do you need to have excavation trucks come in? Do you need to have grading done? That is also very expensive and something to consider. You want to have a builder come out and they can tell you exactly how it might look, what they might need to do, and give you an estimated cost for that. Another part of due diligence is checking on zoning and permits. So what you want to do to the house, or what you want to do to that piece of land. Is it allowed? How is it zoned? And what can you use that piece of land for? You'll also want to check for soil and land conditions. You'll want to have a surveyor come out and take a look at the land and tell you how solid it is. How stable is the land to build a house on? Are you going to have settling issues? How's the water runoff? Things like that, a surveyor can let you know about. Another thing to think about is environmental. So are you in a flood zone? Are you in a fire zone? That all affects your homeowner's insurance cost. It's important to know about what environmental factors are in that area. Here is one of my top tips. You want to think about resale. At some point, you're going to sell this house. You won't have it forever. So how will this home appeal to future buyers? I have seen many custom homes that are beautiful, but they were meant just for that one buyer, and it's really hard to sell it down the road. So think about how you're building your home. Talk to a real estate agent. They will tell you what they recommend and don't recommend doing, and still make it your own house. It'll still be beautiful, but maybe have some little tweaks here and there that will make it appeal better to buyers when you go to sell it. Another thing that you'll want to ask for during your due diligence period is to look at the CC&Rs. So is there an HOA? Are there CC&Rs? You want to see them because they'll have setbacks, they'll have rules, they'll have minimum size house. They'll let you know if you can do a 1-story or a 2-story. They'll also tell you the square footage, like maybe your main level needs to be at least 2,000 square feet. And then you also want to know, can you have a basement in that neighborhood? Can the ground hold the basement? How is the water table? There's lots of questions when it comes to basements. And a lot of places you can have a basement, but there's also areas where you can't have a basement. So that's important to know ahead of time. Another thing to consider is street access. Are there already streets and roads going to this neighborhood, or is it just a raw piece of land out in the middle of nowhere and you're going to have to build a road to get to it? Are there going to be any easements that you need to have done, or maybe you have to have an easement on somebody else's property to gain access to your property? It's really important when you're looking for a piece of land that you have an agent that knows land, because it's not as simple as just going to buy a piece of land and writing an offer. There's a lot of items for due diligence that you'll want to make sure you check off, and talk to several other builders, talk to surveyors, talk to architects. There's a lot of people involved when you're buying a piece of land, so make sure you have a list of good contacts. If you don't have a list or you need some recommendations, comment below and I'll send it over. If you also need a list of due diligence items, I can tell you things that I go through when I help my clients buy a piece of land, so nothing is missed and you're not in the dark when it comes to purchasing your piece of land. So where do you find a piece of land to buy? You'll want to reach out to your real estate agent and let them know what you're looking for, and they can start sending you listings. And then from there, you just start driving around and you look at the lots and see what you think of them. If you have any questions about buying a lot, please comment below. Feel free to reach out to me. I've got all my information in the description. If you're looking to build a house on your piece of land, go check out my other video where I talk about things to consider when building a brand new house. Again, my name is Heidi Knowlton, local real estate broker. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll see you on the next video.